So as most of you know, I recently played International Master Sagar Shah in the I Am Not a GM Speed Chess Championship. We had a really fun match. I'll leave a link to full commentary from that match. Then a few days after the match, we hopped on call to live stream some of our analysis of our games. And in this video, I want to share a clip of that analysis where we go over some really cool lines in the Ponziani Opening, the Stafford Gambit, and the Ruy Lopez. I really think there's a lot to learn in this video, and I'll leave timestamps to share which opening occurs when. So if you want to hop around, feel free to do so. But yeah, it was super cool to have Sagar join me on stream. And if you want to watch our full analysis session, I'll leave a link to his video as well. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And I really hope you enjoy the video.
Again, and this one was, I think, shook me because e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5. I never
Which I
expected you
very
to do
rarely
this.
play. Yeah.
Yes,
I get like
this.
a lot of people, maybe some people like request it now and again. It's like one of the most common openings in chess. But I have like all my favorite kind of pet lines between Halloween Gambit and Ponziani, sometimes Danish Gambit that the Spanish gets overlooked.
I was actually studying Ponziani, and I had like some ideas there. Oh, not
Mm,
this. Sorry, Queen f4, and I was
F6.
planning to play f6,
Hmm.
and then Bishop b5 and Knight g7.
Yeah, we can see how my preparation would have fared. I would have taken on d5 and
Queen
castled.
d5, and I was planning to play e4.
Oh, e4. So against e4, I would play c4.
C4, not Knight d4, huh?
No, c4
Because
is
if
maybe the engine move, from what I remember.
oh, I spent a lot of time analyzing Knight d4
Mm.
and then Bishop d7, and I think Black is doing well here.
Yeah, these positions tend to objectively be a little bit better for black, but there's some complications. Like the idea with c4 is actually quite cool. Is after queen d6
Yes,
to
I
play
would have done this.
c5,
C5.
unleashing the queen. So I'm hitting e4 with my queen. Of course,
And if
okay,
I
you'll take,
take,
and then d4 is a cool move, and it just gets really crazy. I don't remember what happens after this, but
if I take here, then it's like Bishop
I think bishop
e3, Knight
e3, rook
c3.
d1, yeah, rook e1 maybe get some
Very
initiative with
cool.
the open center.
c4, Queen d6. Maybe I shouldn't touch this pawn, right? Queen d5,
But
perhaps.
then knight
No.
c3.
Yeah, Knight c3. Queen d5 is Knight c3. So this is objectively I must take, and then I have to face this.
Hmm.
This would have been quite.
Yeah, maybe I should have had my chance to play Ponziani like one game.
Yeah, this would have been nice because I really spent. I thought you will go Knight d4, and there I was
Sure.
prepared. But the thing is, like for example, this is what Adiban also said to me, that it's not only about these traps. Like for example, the Stafford Gambit. Sorry, Knight f6, Knight e5, Knight c6, takes,
Hmm.
d3, Bishop c5, Bishop
Oh,
e2,
I was
right?
disappointed you didn't play e4 any game. I was ready to play a Stafford.
Yes, but I would have been very happy if you played the Stafford, right? I mean,
I would have been happy too. We
but
could have all been happy.
how can Stafford, with someone who's prepared work?
So I saw briefly this, I guess the one opening you guys did discuss on stream was this approach like in Ponziani. And I would have been happy to go into it. I would have played h5 here.
Yeah, and the thing is h5. Um,
I mean, maybe you would be
so
well prepared.
yes,
I
yes,
would.
c3.
So
No,
c3 and
1 second.
mhm.
C3, yes, and this is what I was looking. Knight g4, right?
Yep.
D4,
Queen h4.
g3,
Queen goes back.
yes, f6, and now f3
H4.
and
Oh, so
h4.
if you prepared beyond this, maybe I would have been in trouble.
Yeah, no, I saw everything. Like for example, here rook g1 is a move. So rook g1 is one move, but even if you play fg, hg,
Hmm.
um, I think how does this go? Or maybe you start with rook g1. There's knight
Are you
c5.
saying you take the knight and
I
then take
saw
on
one
c5, or
video. I don't know who was this. There was this player, some Strands or
oh,
something.
Jonathan Trantz? Yeah, the
Jonathan Strands.
magical. He drew Stockfish from the position after h4.
Yes, and this is what Atiban showed me, and he said that it's not only about these traps. Like computer will give +3 or +4,
Hmm.
but there's some very deep prep. Like for example, in that case where he went like gave up this piece, played bishop e6. I mean, it was crazy. This
I
entire
can I
line.
can show the line real quick just to have it on the board. So the
Yeah,
line after h4 is rook g1,
rook g1. Yeah.
and then takes on g3,
Uh huh.
and then rook h2,
Yeah. Take on
and then
c5.
take on c5, bishop e6, then queen d4. These are all like stockfish moves from white, basically. And then
Yeah.
incredible move. And then once you play those moves, the evaluation will start going down for white. Is bishop
It's
c4?
it's unbelievable.
Yeah,
Like so that's the point. Yeah. Like it's not about just preparation. I mean, you see it like this is the same thing which you showed in Ponziani right now, which is like c4, queen d6, c5 takes d4. So you know more than just the trap. You know like how it goes because you have played it so many times.
right.
So it's not just the first few moves. You need to know it thoroughly.
Well, a big part also with I think Jonathan's preparation, and I've been doing this too, is you analyze not just with stockfish but with Leela, and Leela will sometimes just disagree completely with stockfish. And those
Hmm.
situations are really interesting where Leela will have a better sense of like long-term initiative. And there's situations where stockfish will say like +4, but it's actually like close to equal or just better for the other side.
Yeah. So the main point here is that after bishop c4, I think queen f3
95, is
or
it
95.
95?
Yeah.
Actually, here, queen f3 looks right.
I'm not sure,
But,
but queen c4 looks like the most natural.
and then, okay, yeah, queen c4 is 95.
95. And yeah,
And the
this
issue becomes there's these sacrifices on e2, followed by rook, like some rook d8 moves.
yeah,
Um, it's like
queen
it's
d
still playable in many of these lines, but it can get very murky. Like rook e2, queen
yeah, like rook
f3,
d2, queen f3, and rook d8.
rook
Or maybe
d8,
first rook d8. I don't know.
then queen e3.
Check.
So we want to
And knight d3. I
knight
guess
d3,
this
yeah.
is the level of prep that you guys have in the Stafford.
Yeah, and like
I
it's not
mean,
the most practical preparation because not too many people will go for it, but it can be fun to analyze because there's so many like beautiful variations. And like one of the things with Stafford, even if it's objectively bad, most players won't be prepared so deeply, and if you're well
yeah,
prepared, you can blitz out the first 15, even 20 moves in some cases, and then just get a huge time advantage from early on.
right.
Um,
So what's it? It's like Stafford is a religion. Yeah, that's what you say.
Yeah, that was kind of an offhand joke, but maybe there's
Nice,
some element
nice.
of truth to that.
Very cool, very cool. Okay, so I went knight c6, and the biggest surprise was that you played this move d4, which
Mm,
uh, I might have prepared at some point, but I didn't have like before the game. Uh,
gotcha.
so you
Yeah,
might have.
I've played this in classical tournament chess, which maybe you didn't check. Maybe you only
I
check my
was
online games.
checking. I checked a bit of classical, but not this deep. Like I was just seeing
Sure,
what your style, and then for the opening, I based it on your online games.
gotcha. Yeah, it would have
But
been
okay,
impressive if you found my games from this line.
I
But
I but
yeah,
okay, Bishop G4 is well known to be like kind of equalizing. After the game, I realized that you should
Hmm.
take knight a5, bishop c2,
So
and
it was
c5.
funny. I have a small story to share
Yeah.
from exactly this line. So
Mm-hmm.
right after our match, I decided to live stream Title Tuesday on chess.com,
Mm.
because I couldn't get like enough chess. And then in one of the games in Title Tuesday, I went into this variation and I played through all of my preparation. It was, I think, 17 moves deep, and my opponent walked straight into like a nice trap. Let's play e4. I play the Spanish against Sagar. Maybe I'll repeat the Spanish. I usually like on stream I play Ponziani, but I prepared this tricky Spanish line. Okay, so black might go for a marshal if I play c3, so I'll play d4 here. It's a tricky line. And now c3. So I had the same position against Sagar, and he thought for maybe 30 seconds and played this move. Yeah, this is still prep. Knight d2 is a bit offbeat, because I willingly give black the bishop pair. But the point is after c5 main move, I'll play h3 g4. And there's a cool idea. After bishop h5 g4, I looked at this right before the match, and knight h4, and black can't take the pawn, even though it looks undefended. If takes here, I take here, remove the guard, and that's a blunder because g5 and I win piece. So that was nice. 17 moves of opening preparation, ending with g5. It's nice to like be prepared so deeply. And it emerges from what you just showed. C takes d4, c takes d4. And it was nice because the whole game I just didn't really have to think, at least the first opening moves. So in this position, not bishop c2, but knight b d2.
Uh-huh. Okay. I mean, I would take this.
Allowing knight takes b3, yeah. So black gets the bishop pair, a b3, c5, and then the idea here is to play h3,
Okay.
bishop
Bishop
h5,
h5.
g4,
Okay.
bishop
Bishop
g6. Now
g6.
very nice move, and I found this at some point a few years ago with the engine, is knight h4. And my opponent in Title
Bishop.
Tuesday walked right into this, very quickly took on e4 with the bishop. The e4 pawn can't be taken here.
Yeah, I would guess I would also do it because
Mhm.
bishop 94, 94, h4 is also hanging. I mean, it's just a
So
free pawn.
white to move, find the simple tactic to win a piece.
Okay. Simple tactic. G5, bishop g6. So it's white to move here, and oh, 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 this is very cool. This is very cool. Actually, somehow it's not easy to spot it instantly, right?
Huh.
Because it's not a common one.
Yeah, it's a slightly unusual, I guess,
Slightly uncommon.
pattern. Your knight's on h4, but it is like a basic removal of the guard. You want to win the bishop, and you want to remove the knight from f6.
So
So
G5,
yeah, a lot of
beautiful.
people
Yeah, a
in
lot
both
of
chats
people
finding it.
found it. Yeah. By the way, Siddharth Ranadev has sent a super chat saying, "Good morning, Sagar bhai. Hello from
Oh,
Chicago,
from
Eric."
Chicago, nice. Yeah,
Where do
I'm
you
from
live?
Chicago. I'm
Oh, you live in
currently
Chicago.
I'm currently living in St. Louis,
Okay.
but I grew up in the Chicago suburbs, so
Nice, nice.
not too far away.
Great. Okay, so G5 is the winning move. Ah, very
Yeah.
cool. So here,
So here, black has to do something. You could take on
maybe
d4. You can play
CD4.
rook e8, but then like white's gonna follow through with knight f5 very soon. And it's a playable position.
Nice,
Get some
nice. So
kingside play. Have the open a
this
file.
is typical Eric. Yeah, like everyone tells you in the opening, don't give up this bishop.
Hmm.
This is your Ruy Lopez bishop. But he's like, okay, I don't mind.
I mean, there's
Okay,
some like deeper, yeah. A lot of
it's
it can be based on like unusual moves. I'll just try and
correct.
make work with the engine.
Is this something from before you used to do, or it's just specific to streaming? This trying to find unusual and some nice traps and stuff like that.
This I enjoyed well before streaming. Um, I mean, I grew up using chess base, and when I would play in tournaments, when I know my opponent ahead of time and can then look
Hmm.
up their games, then I'll try and find their games in chess base and use the engine, use databases to come up with new things. Um,
Right.
so yeah, I've been using chess base since I was probably like 9 years old.
Nice. So cool. And so I tried to follow up the normal way, which is not the best way to play.
Hmm.
Rook e8,
The
bishop
the
f8.
thing is, I
It's
didn't know what
stable.
to do against Rookie 8. It was like out of my preparation. So,
Yeah, I knew that. Like I knew that this is a bad move when you started thinking
uh-huh.
over here. So I mean, not bad, but it might not be the main line. So
Yeah, which like sometimes you want to actually go for like play a move that's out of my book, and then you
I
got
was
to
just
find position.
hoping, I was just hoping that there's no bishop f7 here,
Yeah, I wanted
because
to make bishop f7, queen
like
b3, but
there's always d5.
yeah, d5, and I don't think it quite works for white.
Yeah. So knight d2, bishop f8, h3, and here I just played d5 because generally if you get d5 in such structures, it's a good idea.
Hmm.
But you played very well. Like g4, excellent move. I was thinking should I take, but I didn't find anything here after ed, and somehow bishop e4 may come next if I
Right.
take with the
There's
queen.
enough defenders on the king side.
Yeah. And so I took here, takes, and this is where e5. I thought that black should be fine,
Hmm.
but I found this later, and this is very cool. That after knight e4, d4,
Oh, this
uh,
position, I missed an opportunity. I checked this game too.
yes, it's a very nice one. I thought black should be fine because
Hmm.
of two reasons. One is that you have slight weaknesses here. My queen is coming to h4, but this is a very nice move here for white.
Right, and I don't know if I even considered this move. I think I was just focused on a single idea and didn't even like consider my other options. But it's a type of move like once you see as an option, it makes a ton of sense of like why it can be so good.
Yeah, yeah. I think here, guys, if you can find the move, this is very nice. In fact, Eric, I think that I would have gone for this like every time, and but now that I
Mhm.
see this white move, I realize that my strategy may be wrong. Like to go for this position.
Sure, and I don't know if there is a better improvement after Rook E8, but yeah, maybe you would go for like the Knight A5 line.
Yes, I will go for knight a5 next time. ed4 is ed4.
So I'm not seeing
Uh,
anyone in my chat finding the move. A lot of people actually, I think, suggesting the move that I
that you played,
played.
yes, yeah. This is not an easy move, guys.
And
Yes,
it's yeah,
scripture
it's like one of
arts.
these
You're right.
positional exercises. So it's not tactics like some people I see wanting to take on e4, but it's way more just about getting the optimal piece placement, targeting some weakness.
So in the game, Eric played f4, and after ef3, bishop g6, hg6, and queen f3, I think black is doing fine. I mean,
Hmm.
because one bishop is exchanged. But the real cool move is bishop f4. And the idea is that if queen h4, you can go king g2 and then bishop g3, kick the queen out. At the same time, this is a weakness now, and also queen d5 can always be met with bishop b3, pushing the pawn to d5, and white has a very strong position.
Yeah, and for some reason, I don't think I was fully aware that I have this bishop b3 resource against queen d5. And not only that, but like after bishop b3, I can potentially get my pawn to d5.
Yes, with like both your bishops supporting the pawns, it's
And the pawns just control so much space. The queen can come to
yeah,
d4, my rook comes to c1, and it's just a dream position, and black is so passive.
correct. Very nice. So this would have been very good, but after f4, I think this game it was one of the rare ones which reached a logical conclusion.
It was our
Like
only draw of the match, actually.
really,
I think so.
oh,
Because we,
only
we
draw.
ended at each having like zero 0.5.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Only draw, and I think this was an equal position, and it ended in a draw. So
Mm-hmm.
so good. Uh, it was a good game, I would say. Eric had some chances, but in the end, it was drawn.